Let's talk about tariffs. These are a tool that governments use to influence international trade, but their effects can be far-reaching and often misunderstood. At its core, a tariff is simply a tax on imported goods. It's a levy imposed by a country on products coming in from other nations. The Trump administration made tariffs a cornerstone of its economic policy starting in 2018. This was a significant shift in how the U.S. approached international commerce. The policy was initiated in 2018, marking a period of intense trade negotiations and adjustments to global supply chains. It was a move that reverberated throughout the world economy. The primary goal was aiming to make foreign goods more expensive, thereby reducing the demand for them. The hope was that this would level the playing field for domestic industries. The ultimate aim was to boost American manufacturing, encouraging companies to produce more goods within the United States and create more jobs for American workers. China was the main target, as the U.S. had a significant trade deficit with the country and accused it of unfair trade practices. However, tariffs also hit allies like Canada, Mexico, and the EU, leading to strained relationships and retaliatory measures. These actions created a complex web of trade disputes. The tariffs covered hundreds of billions in goods, impacting a wide range of industries and products from steel and aluminum to consumer electronics and agricultural products. The justification? What was the reasoning behind such a sweeping policy change? The administration cited national security concerns, particularly regarding industries like steel and aluminum, and the need for correcting unfair trade practices, especially with China, which were seen as detrimental to American businesses. This marked a sharp break from decades of free trade policy, where the U.S. had generally advocated for lower trade barriers and open markets. It was a move away from established international norms. The administration believed tariffs would force other countries to negotiate better deals, giving the U.S. more favorable terms in trade agreements and addressing issues like intellectual property theft and market access. The hope was to bring jobs back to the U.S., revitalizing American industries and providing employment opportunities for American workers who had lost their jobs due to globalization. But the reality of tariffs is more complicated than simple economic models suggest. The effects are often indirect and can have unintended consequences. When tariffs are imposed, it sets off a chain reaction throughout the economy. American importers pay the tax, not foreign companies, as many might assume. These are the businesses that bring goods into the country. These costs are passed down the supply chain, affecting everyone from manufacturers to retailers. The increased expenses ripple through the economy, ultimately raising prices for American consumers, who end up paying more for everyday goods and services. This can erode purchasing power and impact household budgets. So, while tariffs were sold as a way to punish foreign competitors and protect American industries, the reality is far more nuanced. In many ways, they functioned as a hidden tax on Americans, impacting their wallets without them necessarily realizing the direct connection to trade policy. The real impact of this policy, both intended and unintended, would soon become clear as economists and policymakers analyze the data and observe the effects on the ground. Tariffs, in practice, reshaped the economy in ways few expected, leading to both winners and losers in the complex game of international trade. The goal was to revive American manufacturing by making imports pricier and encouraging domestic production. Tariffs on steel and aluminum were meant to protect U.S. mills, while broader tariffs targeted China to push supply chains back home. The hope closed factories would reopen, jobs would return, and the economy would grow stronger. But American industries are deeply tied to global supply chains. A company in Ohio might need parts from Germany or microchips from Taiwan. Tariffs didn't just hit finished goods. They raised costs for essential inputs, hurting the very industries they aim to help. Instead of a manufacturing renaissance, many businesses faced higher costs and new challenges. The policy's own logic began to unravel. So what's the most immediate and noticeable effect when tariffs are imposed on imported goods? It's the higher prices we see on everyday goods, the things we buy regularly. From the food on our tables to the clothes we wear, tariffs have a direct impact on the cost of living. Studies have consistently shown that American importers, the companies bringing goods into the country, and ultimately consumers, the people buying those goods, shouldered nearly all the costs associated with these tariffs. The burden didn't fall on foreign producers but squarely on the shoulders of American businesses and families. Tariffs acted like a regressive sales tax, meaning it disproportionately affected those with lower incomes. hitting lower and middle-income families the hardest because a larger percentage of their income goes towards essential goods. Take washing machines as a prime example. A 25% tariff meant a $500 import now costs $625, instantly adding a significant expense. And as a direct consequence, retail prices jumped, making it more expensive for families to replace essential appliances. Domestic producers, facing less competition from foreign imports due to the tariffs, often raised their prices too, capitalizing on the reduced competition and further inflating costs for consumers. So even buying American, which is often touted as a solution, got more expensive under these circumstances. The result? Price hikes across thousands of products, impacting nearly every sector of the economy. From electronics, which rely heavily on imported components, to shoes, a staple in everyone's wardrobe, families living paycheck to paycheck already struggling to make ends meet, felt the squeeze even more acutely. Extensive research has consistently confirmed that tariffs reduced Americans' purchasing power, limiting their ability to buy goods and services, acting as a hidden tax that eroded household budgets. The policy, often presented with the intention of helping consumers and boosting domestic industries, ended up costing them more, creating a financial strain on families across the nation. The economic drag was real, widespread, and felt most acutely by those who could least afford it. Tariffs didn't just raise prices, they disrupted global supply chains. Companies faced sudden cost spikes and delays as they scrambled to adapt. Finding new suppliers isn't easy. It takes time, money, and trust. Small businesses lacking resources were hit hardest, forced to pay tariffs or risk shortages. Lean, just-in-time manufacturing gave way to uncertainty and higher inventories. The result, less efficiency, more chaos, and a competitive disadvantage for American firms. The intended protection became a source of instability. The data tells a clear story. Tariffs hurt the U.S. economy. The U.S. International Trade Commission estimated tariffs would cut annual GDP by $50 billion. That's less investment, fewer jobs, and slower wage growth. Multiple studies confirmed American consumers and businesses paid the price, not China. Tariff revenue was a domestic tax, not a windfall from abroad. Retaliatory tariffs from China hit U.S. farmers hard, slashing exports and driving down prices. The government spent billions in aid to offset these losses, a taxpayer-funded bailout. Instead of economic strength, the trade war brought self-inflicted wounds. The promised boom never materialized, the costs were real, and they were born at home. The imposition of tariffs sent shockwaves through the American economy. The pain was felt most acutely in key industries, disrupting established supply chains and impacting bottom lines across the board. These weren't just abstract economic concepts. They were real-world consequences for businesses and workers alike. U.S. farmers who had long relied on international markets found themselves particularly vulnerable. They lost their biggest market when China retaliated with its own tariffs, specifically targeting American agricultural products. This created a significant imbalance in the market, leaving farmers with surpluses they couldn't sell. The impact was immediate and devastating, causing soybean prices to crash dramatically. Farmers, already facing thin margins, saw their incomes plummet, and farm debt began to soar to unsustainable levels. The situation became so dire that many feared losing their farms altogether. To mitigate the damage, the federal government stepped in with emergency assistance. Federal bailouts helped to cushion the blow, providing much-needed financial relief to struggling farmers. However, these bailouts were ultimately a band-aid solution. They couldn't replace the lost trade relationships or fully compensate for the long-term damage to the agricultural sector. The disruption to established trade flows had lasting consequences. Beyond agriculture, other industries also felt the pinch. Automakers, for example, faced higher costs for essential raw materials like steel and aluminum, which were subject to new tariffs. The tariffs also impacted the cost of imported parts, which are crucial components in the complex automotive supply chain. This added further pressure on manufacturers. As a result, the cost of producing cars in America increased, making American cars pricier for consumers. This in turn made them less competitive in the global market, leading to concerns about sales and market share. Similarly, electronics companies struggled with costlier components, many of which were sourced from overseas. These increased costs led to delays in product launches, as companies scrambled to adjust their pricing and supply chains. Ultimately, these added expenses were passed on to consumers, raising prices for electronics and gadgets across the board. Even US-assembled products suffered, highlighting the interconnectedness of the global economy. This was because they relied heavily on global suppliers for various components and materials. Industries like furniture, apparel, and footwear, which often rely on imported materials and components, inevitably saw their costs rise significantly. This put a tremendous squeeze on small businesses who often lack the resources to absorb these increased costs. And of course, on shoppers alike, who ultimately bore the brunt of these price increases. Many Main Street retailers, the backbone of local economies, faced shrinking profits, forcing some to consider closure or even bankruptcy. The damage wasn't limited to big corporations. The impact rippled through the entire economy. It hit communities nationwide, affecting jobs, incomes, and overall economic stability. Tariffs, which were initially meant to protect domestic industries and jobs, ultimately ended up hurting the very sectors they were intended to safeguard. The ripple effects of these policies were deep and lasting, leaving a complex legacy for the American economy. In hindsight, the tariff strategy stands as a warning about the risks of economic nationalism. The goals, protecting industry and jobs, were clear, but the methods backfired. Tariffs raised costs, disrupted supply chains, and hurt key sectors like agriculture and manufacturing. The data shows a net loss in GDP and real incomes. Some argue tariffs brought China to the table, but the gains were limited and most tariffs remained. The manufacturing revival never matched the promises. In a global economy, trade wars rarely have winners. Building economic walls ended up hurting Americans most. The less simple solutions can have complex, costly consequences.